Hello, good evening. Parents who transport children on behalf of sports and social clubs could face heavy fines unless they undergo criminal record checks. They're to be included in the government's new vetting and barring scheme set up following the Soham murders. But there are fears that volunteers will dwindle, forcing clubs to close down. Malcolm Robertson reports.
From next month, there are to be more checks on parents ferrying children to social or sporting clubs. Anyone doing that on behalf of the club and not getting the appropriate criminal record check faces very hefty fines. It was the Bishard report following the Soham murders of Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman and the subsequent conviction of school caretaker Ian Huntley that recommended the setting up of the Independent Safeguarding Authority.
I think it's fair to say there's quite a bit of confusion over this. Now, if a parent routinely takes their children's friends to and from school, they won't have to be vetted, nor will they if they take them to, say, the local sports club. But if that club asks them to help out, then yes, they would have to be CRB checked.
More than 11 million of us, that's 1 in 4, are expected to have to register with the Independent Safeguarding Authority. If you work with children and don't register, then you face prosecution and a fine of up to £5,000. Organisations such as the Scouts or sporting clubs would themselves face fines of up to £10,000 if they use volunteers who haven't been cleared. Just the sort of sanctions that concern Richard Lilwall, the welfare officer with the Norfolk Cricket Alliance. He readily accepts the need for checks, but is worried that if volunteers pull out, some clubs would fold, leaving youngsters without a game.
If they're not going to be playing cricket, we have to ask ourselves, what are they going to be doing in the villages? So, which is a great pity.
Mark Turpin's the junior chairman of Soham Town Rangers and is getting ready for youth games tomorrow. In a town that still bears the scars after the deaths of Holly and Jessica, there's clear understanding of the need for watertight checks. But does this go too far?
Yes, in a way. I think it's a step too far in a way. But also, it's at the end of the day, we're doing this for the children, so we have to have these measures.
The Home Office says the Independent Safeguarding Authority is at the heart of the government's drive to increase the protection of vulnerable members of our society. But could it deter volunteers from helping out?
It's about really valuing the contribution that people make and giving them peace of mind so that they have their once-in-a-volunteering lifetime registration on the vetting and barring scheme. They then don't have to worry about it ever again, and if they're volunteers, they don't have to pay for that registration. And it's not about expecting parents to register when they're involved in, making arrangements with other parents.
Tonight, a lot of parents and a lot of organisations will be looking closely at what this new vetting procedure means and what the implications are for a lot of children's activities. Malcolm Robertson, Anglia News.
Investigators